Hey guys, how you doing? Give Lose It here, and today we're going to have a nice lesson about hammer-ons and pull-offs, and especially on acoustic guitar. Now, for the people that are just looking for the exercise, I'm gonna do it now, and then I'll do it slow, and then hopefully you can pick it up. If anybody hasn't picked it up, I'm gonna break it down in the next segment towards the end of the video. So here it is, the exercise. It's 17 notes. We can plug all 17 so we learn them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then with only 1, 2, 3 strums, 3 picks with the thumb, we're going to execute with hammer-ons and pull-offs all 17 notes. Here we go. So I did it a little bit fast, a little bit slow, but it's amazing that with 3 hits of the right hand, I can actually produce all the 17 notes that I can plug one by one. So I want to show you this exercise. I showed it a little bit slow for anyone else that writes to my comments that I over-explain, so you can have it straight away, switch off the video and start learning it. But anyone else out there that's a beginner or intermediate and wants to learn how to solo and enrichen your solo to make it more beautiful by having, instead of just playing a melody, you can have hammer-on and pull-offs. Just very small and slow examples so you can pick up where I'm putting on what's a hammer-on and pull-off. So now I'm going to be changing into more diagonal and close-up so we can see first on the treble strings what we do and understand why this exercise is actually the best one for you to strengthen your fingers and go faster and faster. Okay, so let's go to the close-up. Hey guys, and welcome back. We are having a little diagonal view here so you can see where my fingers are going. Again, I'll play it one time slow for anyone that wants to pick it up fast or can pick it up fast. Every time I pick up my guitar, I like playing on the basses and hammer-ons and pull-offs, just like I showed you before, because you can really embellish the way you play. Even if you're playing slow, you can really make it sound nice and you can pick up speed. There are so many plus, okay? Now this is where I become, as people mentioned in the comments, over-analytic. I want to explain why I believe this is the best exercise. You comment also in the comments below if you agree with me that this way will get you stronger faster, and you should keep that throughout your life as a basic exercise. And I'm not gonna go into that exercise. First I will explain why. Now, number one is when you're playing on the treble, which you want to learn the hammer-on and pull-offs on the treble, of course, but we're starting on the basses because down here, look at the distance, much closer. So it's quite easy to start learning to play closer. That's why many people, when they solo, they go down here and they don't stay up here, because here we get a bigger stretch, but you will end up soloing up here as well and on the basses, so might as well start with a good stretch. Look at the difference. You can put 2 fingers in between when we stretch from the 1st to the 4th fret. Another nice thing that this exercise has is that we're aiming on the basses again, not on the treble strings, because the treble strings, they're actually quite thinner and harder to pinpoint to hammer on. These are much thicker, the basses, and you can hammer on, get a better sound out of it. And even if you miss a little bit, you will still hit the bass because it's thicker. Alright? And the last thing why I believe this is such a great exercise, it's that we're working on the weak pinky by going first and 4th fret. This goes stretch and power at the same time, and then we're working on the badass finger and the ring to move them together on the 2nd fret, 3rd fret, open, 2nd, 3rd on the 4th string. That's the last bass. See, I'm already starting on the exercise. Now, before we go to the exercise, I told you I overanalyze. Let's go a little bit deeper on how to play correctly the hammer-ons and pull-offs with just a simple example on the treble string with slow. Now, we're not going to want to speed up, just play it slow as I do so you understand what I'm doing. And then when I explain you here, you will know what I'm talking about. So a hammer-on would be when we pick the string and then we hammer on with our finger. It could be the index or with any of the other fingers. So very nice little small exercise. Then we can have 2 sounds or 3, 4, 5, especially if it's an electric, very soft and you get the sound. On an acoustic, we don't get away that easily, especially a nylon guitar. You need to learn to put power on your fingers. And I try to keep the back of my thumb as straight as I can on the guitar. If it goes a little bit up, that's fine, but have a nice curve and pressure on that guitar so you have power. Why am I saying that? Because now we're learning the pull-off. Now, tell me if this is weak. Is a little bit weak, yeah? Let me play that again. I actually played it so strong that I moved the whole string off the guitar. Alright, sorry about that. But it does happen when you put a lot of power. So actually on an acoustic guitar, the proper term is not pull off, is bend release. Nice way to understand it. On the 1st fret, on the 1st string, press down and then twist your whole hand and have a sound produced without using your right hand. Try to do the same thing by just lifting up the finger. It's not the same, is it? On the electric guitar you will get a nice sound out of this, of course, especially if you have extra effects. But we don't get away with that. We need to bend the string a little bit and let it slip. As we bend, let it slip out of our finger, and it's like plucking the string with your left hand fingers. So now we learned the basics of a hammer-on, the basics of a pull-off. We tried it with all the fingers, and now we're going to put all that knowledge to good use to do a harder exercise, which at the beginning it might feel a little bit difficult, but I think it's so much worth it, guys. Let's first go through the notes. You can use a pick, you can use your thumb like I do, or you can use a picado technique, whatever is your preference, but we're working on the left hand. We're playing on the 1st upper bass on the 6th string here, the top bass, open, then 1st fret, then 4th fret, then on the next string, that's the middle bass, open, use your badass middle finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd fret, then the same for the 3rd bass bottom. Now we return back the same way we came from. Why am I not showing you hammer-on pull-offs yet? Because you have to learn first to move your fingers to that melody and then put the extra effort, because it's an extra effort. So practice. Just keep on going up and down. Yes, pause the video, practice that, feel comfortable with having that and getting that nice muscle hard, because we're also playing with the pinky with the stretch on the basses, which are more difficult to play than the treble. When you move to the treble, you think you're somewhere in heaven, so easily to play them comparing to the basses. So I told you again, this is why it's such a good exercise. So finishing it up, trying to put in the hammer-ons right, plucking 1 on the top bass, and then index on the 1st fret, and then pinky on the 4th. Here, I'm not gonna lie to you, you need to twist a little bit your hand and get that position bend coming on that 1st joint so you have a lot of pressure on it. Now if you're doing it one by one like I'm doing it, first time most probably you will have a sound like this. And then you will mute it. So practice a little bit, just the pinky till you get this sound coming. So we produce 3 sounds with 1 plug. Alright, and then we're going to move on to the next string, the middle bass. And while that is ringing, we're going to hammer on with the middle finger on the 2nd fret. Well, there's no sound if you don't do it fast enough. Okay, so you see another really nice example. And now the sound stopped again, but if we continued, we move on to the 3rd fret on the middle bass with the ring finger. So with 1 pluck, again, 3 sounds. Boom, boom, boom. Let's put them together. You're still wondering, how can we make 17 sounds with just 1 more pick left, yeah? The rest will be happening with pull-offs, or should I say bend releases. So that's why I tried to make this video short. I was thinking it for 1 month. What can I do to make this video as short as possible? Just 6-7 minutes. Sorry guys, it's impossible. Let's continue. Now same thing on this one. But here comes the first hard part. You're not going to produce 1, 2, 3 with 1 pluck. You're going to produce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes. Ba boo ba boom ba. So in slow-mo, I'm hitting on, then bending a little bit, releasing and releasing. Try not to go too much overboard with the release. Have a good balance. So practice getting 5 sounds with 1 pluck. Now, a little bit more difficult. Yeah, there's gonna be more. It's now producing a sound without plugging the middle bass. You see it made a sound? If you hammer on it. Then I lift up to the middle. So with just pressure, I produce these 3 notes. And now if I bend release, I produce another note. So try to put it together on the middle bass, 3rd, 2nd and open. In the beginning, it will be soft. Slowly, slowly, it's gonna come and become faster. Now the last, and I believe most difficult, is hammering on with the pinky. Again, you see my hand is just sitting right here. Just hammering on. You see, producing sound with the pinky. Now, because I stopped, it's not going to sound, but when I lift it and I have my index on the 1st fret on this last bass, we're going to have the F note as well. So practice that. And then, of course, you have to bend release in order to get that note. So I hope you understand why it really takes so long to break this one, because you need to learn what a hammer-on is, what a pull-off is. You need to know why it's cool to know it, because it's hard to learn it. Why should you work hard on it? And of course, justify why this exercise is so cool. Tell me if you're already feeling your fingers here, some pain, and a little bit stiff here. That means you did a good workout. Stop. If you're starting to feel a little bit workout, that's enough. Relax your hand, let the blood flow, massage it here where the tendons are, because the fingers are actually moved by the muscles here. You can see the tendons here. I know, because I actually had 5 tendon surgery, and this is as much as I can bend my right hand after that. And all these were cut off, and the guitar was a great therapy to make it very strong again. So remember, pick up your guitar, and the first thing you do, and then you can move 1 fret down with the same shape, 2 frets down, 2 frets up, 1 fret up, and finish with an abanico roll. I'm going to put that technique, a link in the description, so you guys can learn that as well if you like and use it in your repertoire. Thank you for watching. Make sure you comment and rate. I have also in the description my Guitar Fingerstyle E-book where I show many of these things and how to read tabs, not notes. You don't have to know notes. Believe it or not, you can learn to play guitar without reading notes. I can read notes, but in 15 years that I'll be playing, I just found out the last 2 years how to do it. And I still read my tabs because it's quite easier. So you don't have to find difficult ways of learning the guitar. You can have beautiful finger pickings like Dust in the Wind. Yeah, and all these pickings that you can learn, they're all right there in my ebook and with MP3 examples to download. So I hope you go there and give it a check. And also find us on Facebook, where we have group with thousands of people posting their own work or their favorite musician or guitarist, and it's a very nice exchange of ideas and new music coming into our ears. I hope you enjoyed this long lesson, guys, and sorry that I can't post very often. I started this channel 11 years ago, and unfortunately dance, which is my main job, I have another channel called Salsa and Bachata Moves. I have about 200 videos there, 500 videos here, and I'm trying to divide my attention to 2 churches, as they say, and one priest cannot go to 2 churches. Thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you forgive me once more. I will try to post as many more videos as I can. Going to the UK for some dance lessons next week, and then when I'm back, I'll be posting another lesson soon. Thank you for watching. God bless.